Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vyasabhinami Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Please everyone tell loudly Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Please tell loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I pay my obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. I express all my gratitude and make many praises to Srila Prabhupada for giving all of us a golden opportunity to go back to Godhead. All glory to Srila Prabhupada for his wonderful devotional services to Srimati Radharani and Lord Gopinath. Please tell loudly. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Hare Krishna. We are doing Bhagavath Katha, which is compiled by Srila Vysadeva. It's in 12 cantos with 18,000 verses. We are in the first canto, 5th chapter. And in this 5th chapter, we are doing the 26th verse. Here, Sri Narada Maharshi is giving instructions to Srila Vyasadeva. It's not that Srila Vyasa does not have knowledge. He is Sarvagna because he is the incarnation of Lord himself. But otherwise, while compiling, because now this is Kali Yuga time, he was thinking whether we will be able to understand it or not, if he puts in a complicated way. So when he was thinking at that time, Narada, who is also a part of the incarnation of Krishna Paramatma, he appears over there and he gives necessary instructions to the Vyasadeva. So I shall repeat this verse. We are in 27th verse today. Sorry. I shall repeat this verse 3 times. Please repeat along with me. Thereafter I do the narration. Thus means, please tell loudly, thus means, Tada Labdha Ruche Mahamatmate Priya Sarvasi Akalita Matihi Mama Yayaham Etat Sat Astat Swa Maya Pasye Mai Brahmani Kalpitam Pare. Nobody is repeating. Please repeat loudly, please. Thus means Tada Labda Ruche Mahamate Priya Sarvasi Askalita Matihi Mama Yayaham Etat Sat Asat Swa Maya Pasye Mai Brahmani Kalpitam Pare. Tasmim Tada Labdha Ruche Mahamate Priya Sarvasi Askalita Matihi Mama Yayaham Etat Sat Asat Swa Maya Pasye Mai Brahmani Kalpitam Pare. Tasmim Tada Labdha Ruche Mahamate Priya Sarvasi Askalita Mati Mama Yayaham Etat Sat Asat Swamaya Pasye Mai Brahmani Kalpitam Pare. The word to word meaning of this verse, it is Tasmin, it being so. Tada, at that time, Labda, achieved, Ruche, taste, Mahamate, O great sage, Priya Sravasi, upon the Lord, Askita Matihi, uninterrupted attention, Mama, mine, Yaya, by, Aham, I, Etad, all these, Sat, Asat, gross and subtle, Swamayaya, one's own ignorance, Pashye, see, Mayi, in me, Brahmani, the supreme, Kalpitam, is accepted, Pare, in the transcendence. Narada Maharshi is addressing Vysadeva, who is the incarnation of Krishna Paramatma during Dwapara Yuga. He is the great grandfather of Pandavas and Kauravas. And he knows, he is Sarvagna, he is having all knowledge. He has already compiled Mahabharatam in 1 lakh verses, 18 Puranas and Upapuranas. After doing that one, when he was feeling sad because there are a lot of sufferings and enjoyments in the Mahabharata, which is considered as Panchama Veda, because in the ensuing Kali Yuga time, that is the present time, people will not understand the Dharma properly. They will only understand the Adharma part, because now only Adharma is prevailing all over. So he was worried, and when he was worried at that time, Narada Maharshi appears and advises him to compile the incarnation Bhagavatham, which it tells about all the incarnations, many of the incarnations of the Krishna Paramatma. So at that time he started writing. It's not that Vysadeva Bhagavan does not know, he knows, but for our understanding, he just, as in a human form, he behaves like a human being. And when he is worried like that, Narada Maharshi appears and tells him to compile Srimad Bhagavatam. After again some time, when he has completed the 4 chapters of the first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Hare Krishna, our curtains will open for darshan, you can sit, have darshan and participate in the class till it lasts till 9:30. So all these 12 cantos, in the first canto we are in the 5th chapter. Up to 4th chapter he writes. Again he will be thinking whether the language in which he is explaining the Bhagavatam, the people in the Kali Yuga will understand or not. So Narada Maharshi reappears again and he advises to make the Srimad Bhagavatam, glorify many of the incarnations of Krishna Paramatma to him in a simple way, so that people would able to understand it and follow it. Generally we feel that there are only 10 avatars, but it's not that. Many thousands of avatars are there. Krishna Paramatma is having thousands of avatars because the creation has taken place some crores of yugas before, not 1 or 2 yugas, crores of yugas before it is taken. So we need to be only in this present time, we only know about the 10 avatars. So this Narada Maharshi is telling the Vyasa Bhagavan, oh great sage, as soon as I got the taste for the persona of Godhead, my attention to hear the Lord was unflinching. This here now again Narada Maharshi is telling about his own previous birth. We don't remember our previous births. We have taken many lakhs of previous births, like animals, birds, trees, maybe as a human beings also, as a demons, like that. But now this Narada Maharshi is telling about his own birth. He is saying he was born to a maid servant, like we have maid servants at homes for doing all the household works. Like that, he was also a maid servant. At that time, that maid servant was doing servicing sages, great sages. There was no untouchability. Untouchability was created only 500 years ago when English people occupied us. There was no untouchability. This maid servant was doing all types of services at sage's place. At that time, like in our house, maid servants bring their children if they are unable to take care of at home. Somebody is not there, they will bring. Similarly, Narada Maharshi used to accompany the maid servant at the workplace in the sage's ashram. So while the sages were performing, he was concentrating on what was just some 8 or 10 years old boy. He was concentratedly involved in looking at the sages' worship, and he imbibed all those things. Nobody has taught him. He imbibed himself by looking at. So he's telling that like that he had the attention to hear the Lord without any disturbance, unflinching hearing at him. Like you people are sitting and hearing, like Narada Maharshi throughout the day used to hear to the sages. And as my taste developed, when once you attend regularly such satsangs, you will also develop taste, because he was going every day to the workplace along with his mother. He had a taste that developed. He could realize that it was only in my ignorance that I accepted gross and subtle coverings. Before that, before he realized, in this materialistic world, he was interested in all these material things when he was not developed any interest. After developing those things, he left everything both for the Lord, and he was himself a transcendental. And in next birth, during the creation, Narada Maharshi was created by Chaturmukha Brahma. During present creation, that is during the present creation, about many, this is already 23rd Chaturyuga is going, 23rd Chaturyuga in the present Manvantara. And this is 7th Manvantara. In Brahma's one day life, there are 14 Manus. Present Manu, Vysadeva Manu, who is the son of sun god, Surya Bhagwan. He is the seventh Manu, and in each Manu there will be 70 Chaturyugas. This is the 23rd Chaturyuga is going on. So still some 42 Chaturyugas is left out for the daytime for this Vysadeva Manu. And this is only here. Brahma is only 52 years now. Present Brahma is only 52 years, and our universe is the junior most universe. There are many universes. Akhila Kota Brahmanda, many crores of universes are there. And in every universe, there are many planets are there. This is accepted by scientists. Scientists themselves, they say that there is trillions and trillions of universes are there. And in all the universes, there are many Milky Way oceans. That is Kshira Samudra. There are many, in every Brahmanda, one Kailasa, one Vaikunta, and one Brahmaloka is there. So in that Vaikunta, Vishnu, he is incarnate from the Aniruddha incarnation of Krishna Paramatma in Goloka Vrindana, and from the navel of Mahavishnu, Chaturmukha Brahma has been created. And from Chaturmukha's mind, first Manasaputras will take birth. They will never help Brahma and Chaturmukha in conducting the progeny. At that time, Brahma will become angry. From that angry mood, Shiva is created. But Shiva is the second place after Mahavishnu, because Brahma is having only 45 important qualities of Mahavishnu, and Shiva is having 52 qualities. Whereas Mahavishnu is having 64 imparted of the several thousands of gunas. So, along with after Shiva, again Narada Maharshi is created. Narada Maharshi is created. Like that, he remembers the earlier birth, and he is telling about that one. Ignorance in materialism is compared to darkness. See, in the night time, what happens? If we switch off all the lights and we just will sleep. We take a nap, we sleep. We go into deep sleep, we does not know anything. Even if he does not sleep also, the entire place where we are sitting, it will be dark. So this ignorance is something like dark. And in the Vedic literature, the personality of God is compared to the sun. So that means as long as we possess all these materialistic qualities, that is a night time. We are having many nights and days, but all these nights and days are different. But in our life, there are only one night and one morning. If the entire life is the night, till such time we know about the God and have full faith in Him. Once we have full faith in Him and we surrender to God, that is the daytime which will never become night again. Once we realize that and surrender to God and have full faith in Him, we will never have a night time. That means in our life, our life we have only one night, that is the ignorance time. The light is, sunlight will be there when we are recognize the Supreme God and surrender to Him. So, otherwise we will have this regular night and daytime. We will be doing all our activities. We have to do activities because in this Kali Yuga nobody will give us any free food or free clothing, free shelter. We need to pay for. If you are having one house, even for that one you are paying to the government as property tax. Otherwise, if you are staying in a rented house, you are paying the rent. Like that, nothing comes free. When you go to supermarket, you say they say put a board nameplates. They say buy two get one free. That's all. Just it's a gimmick to sell their products. They take the cost of the third one also, but they don't tell. You will not know. You think it is free. Just they increase the price of the first two products. Like that, they do it. So nothing comes free. So whenever there is a light, there cannot be darkness. That means in our life, once we realize God, there will never be any darkness. Even during the regular night times also, you remember God. You think of God. Because it's transcendental association with the Lord, because there is no difference with the Lord and His transcendental pastime. To become associated with the Supreme Light is to dissipate all ignorance. Once we see the light of the God, whatever ignorance qualities are there. Again, this ignorance in the materialistic nature, there are three gunas: Sattviga guna, Rajasa guna, and Tamasa guna. Out of these, Sattviga is the best intelligent guna. Rajasic will have full of desires. I want a big building, I want a lot of gold, I want to wear costly clothes, I want to use all types of scent, perfumes, everything to make myself to beauty. So many days we will have. I want to relish food in 7-star hotels, like that. But this is all Rajasic. Because whatever you are earning, you are spending for this purpose. Again, Tamasic is different. Tamasic is like, now so many political leaders, you need not name any one person, all the political leaders, they are looting public. Whether in the bureaucrats, in the way of corruption, they are looting public. And some people who follow hooliganism, gundaism, they kill to steal the property of others. They kill the people. Steal. That is Tamasic Guna. Also, sleeping 12 hours for 16 hours, sleeping is also laziness. That is also Tamasa Guna. Having prohibited food, getting intoxicated with liquors, or going to prostitute, all these things are Tamasic Gunas. So, we should not have these Gunas. We should have Sattvic Gunas, that is better, but it is in our efforts to go back to achieve salvation, we need to have Suddha Sattvika. That was a pure Sattvika should be there. So that is a goodness, it's a intelligent guna. By ignorance only, the conditioned soul wrongly thinks that both he and the Lord are products of material nature. Many people that, because God has incarnated as Rama, Vamana, Narasimha Swami, Krishna, particularly Vamana, Parashurama, Rama and Krishna in the human forms. Whatever I am telling about Krishna, it is about the Krishna, Radha and Krishna in Goloka Vrindavana. Now coming to this Dwapara Yuga, Krishna is one of the incarnations of Krishna himself, but he is possessing all the qualities what original Krishna is having in Goloka Vrindavana. That is the reason he could exhibit transcendental activities during his pastimes as well as throughout his incarnation time in Dwapara Yuga. In Dwapara Yuga, there were 5 incarnations of God. I am telling you 5 incarnations in Dwapara itself. One is Vysadeva is the incarnation of God. Krishna himself is the incarnation of Krishna. Again, Arjuna, Nara, he is also incarnation of Krishna. Narada was also there. Again, Krishna's son, that is Krishna and Rukmini's son, Pradyumna is also Krishna. Krishna's grandson, Aniruddha is also Krishna. Again, during that Dwapara Yuga, Parashurama was also there because he was the guru for Bhishma Pitamaha and Karna so on. And Drona was also a disciple of Parshurama. Like that, Krishna had taken so many incarnations in Dwapara Yuga itself. So everybody thinks that this nature has created God. Nature has never created God, but otherwise Krishna has created everything, including the nature. Krishna has created. But in fact, the personality of Godhead and the living beings are transcendental, and they have nothing to do with the material nature. See, one thing you should know: we are in us. Soul is there, our body is there. We are different from body. Soul and body are not one. Soul is different, body is there. This soul, it is at the time of creation it is created, but otherwise it will not have any birth or death. Soul, it cannot be cut with a knife, it cannot be burned with fire, it cannot be drowned in a water, nothing can happen. This is also told in Bhagavath Katha. Atma, the soul, is ever living. As long as this annihilation takes place. Even after annihilation, Atma will be living, but in the Udara, stomach of Krishna Paramatma. So, one need to understand this Atma is not. Only what is birth and death? This body. Like when the clothes are torn or dirty, we just change it to protect the body and keep it clean. Similarly, the Atma, when this body becomes unfit because of some disease or old age or something, it leaves this body, takes another body immediately. Next second, once it goes out of our body, it takes another body. What body it is different. It all depends upon the karma what we do. Immediately it takes one small, it's invisible. Along with it, take 8 things along with him. 5 sensory organs, our mind, ego and intelligence. These 8 things will go along with Atma in the form of an invisible capsule form. Capsule will be containing many different medicines. Similarly, these 8 things plus Atma, 9 things go in invisible capsule form. It goes away to moon. We don't need any satellite or rockets. It goes there. There, depending upon our karma, whether we have done papa or punya, there it will be segregated. If we have done lot of punya, we go to Uttama Lokas. If we have done lot of sufferings, we go to, we might come back here, but not as human beings, as animals and birds, depending upon the karma. We might become human beings also, but it all depends what type of this thing is there. So, if then you enjoy the suffering or you experience both happiness in the Uttamaloka, sufferings in the Adamaloka. Then, with great difficulty, God has given us this human form. Only we can perform sins and punya and papa. Animals cannot perform papa and punya. Devatas cannot perform punya and papa. They can only enjoy in Devaloka for the punya, and they can suffer. They will suffer for as animal beings. So we need only human beings, because we have intelligence. We need to follow the righteous path, dharma. You have lot of ammunition. There is nothing wrong. You have thousands of ammunition. But what should be our ultimate goal? Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell what should be our ultimate goal? I think you are doing chanting, holding the chanting bead. How many rounds you are doing? Mataji, I am asking you. Yeah, you are doing chanting, is it not? What chanting you are doing? Hare Krishna Mahamantra. How many times you are doing? For what purpose you are doing? There should be some ultimate goal. Can you tell anybody?
Liberation.
For liberation. Yeah. What is the liberation? Can you tell me?
Surrendering ourselves to God, Supreme.
Yeah. No, do you?
No attachment.
Yeah.
We should have come out from desires.
Yeah. Then if you get liberation, that is moksha, what will happen to our soul?
Our soul will get mixed to Paramatma.
No, that is wrong. That is wrong. See, like we are here, individuals, we are separate. There also we will be separate. When we have that quality, God will bless us moksha. At that time, Vishnu Dutas, Yamadutas will not come. Vishnu Dutas will come. They take the Atma to each and every planet in the universe before going to the Vaikuntha or Golaka Vrindavana. At that time, every planet, we change our bodies according to the planet requirements, because here we need this type of body. In moon, different type of body will be like that. Every planet will have different bodies. So we will be changing on the bodies and going to every day, and everybody will be welcoming us. And finally, when we beyond Brahmaloka and Kailasa, when we go towards Vaikuntha, at that time, Vishnu Dutas will come, and we are already accompanying. They take us, give Abhisheka in Viraja Nadi. The original Nadi is known as Viraja Nadi. In that Viraja Nadi, they will bathe us, and afterwards we'll get same form as Krishna's having like 4 hands, and we'll have all the everything. But only thing is, we are not equal to him. He is having all equal gunas, but we will be there and we will be doing his devotional service. In this Akhila Kota Brahmanda, to maintain these universes, like our Prime Minister, Chief Minister, they have many bureaucrats are there, ministers, cabinet ministers, state ministers, so many people are there. Similarly, Krishna Paramatma needs somebody to take care of all these universes. So, he will be giving us, assigning some duty, we will be doing that duty. Like that, but we will never merge with his Atma. Atma Atma is separate, our Atma is separate. But we will enjoy and do the devotional service today, and we will never have any life and birth, this thing. We will never come back to this earth, and we will never do any of those things. Like that, there and again this 25, whatever space you are staying, this is not complete space. What Akhila Kota Brahmanda is totally is occupied in 25% of space. Remaining 70% is Goloka Vrindavana, where Krishna Paramatma is there along with Radharani. You see, like we need some companion. At home, either we have our own other spouse, or parents, or children, brothers, sisters, like that. Even Krishna wants some company, because Akhila Kota Brahmanda means many crores of Brahmandas are there. And in every Brahmanda there are many universes are there. And in every universe there are many planets are there. Even scientists agree. Scientists, they say it's a Milky Way ocean, so there are many trillions of universes, and in every universe there are many Milky Way oceans, Kira Samudra. So we need to go back to Vaikuntha in any of the planets, or we'll make lot of efforts, we can go to Goloka Vrindavana also. Going back to Vaikuntha also, it's equal to Goloka Vrindavana only. We will not take any birth or death. So like that it will happen. So, but in fact the personality God and living beings are transcendental, and they have nothing to do with the material nature. So when ignorance is removed and it is perfectly realized, there is nothing existing without the personality of God. Because Rama and Krishna, they were born in the human form, but they were never attached to the material things. You see them that they are doing as we are doing, but they are never attached to all these qualities. They are never attached. For that reason, but we are bounded. We are bonded with these materialistic things. Then nuisance is removed. Since the gross of the subtle bodies are emanations of the personalities of Godhead, we are all part and parcels of God. That you need to remember. See, like our body, we have fingers, we have legs, hands, legs, toes, stomach, everything. It's a part and parcel of the body. They are not separate. If hand is not there, we will be handicapped. It's not full. Everything should be there, otherwise we will be handicapped, physically exchanged. So we need to possess everything. So similarly, we are all part and parcels of Krishna Paramatma. We are all part and parcel of Krishna Paramatma. Since the gross and subtle bodies are emanations of the person of God, and the knowledge of light permits one to engage both of them in the service of God. See, Ambarisha, King Ambarisha, what he has done, he was a king, but he was ruling his kingdom, but he was also a devotee. While being a devotee, he every day he used to go to temple, remembering Krishna. He used to groom temple, his mop temple. He used to take food only as a prasadam. He used to take water as a tirtham, charanamritam. Everything, whatever he has done, he used to do like that one. And he has taken care of all the people also in a similar way, because Krishna is there in everybody. Krishna is there as Antaratma, Paramatma is there in everybody. So he was a devotee as well as a king. He ruled in a righteous way. And he is liberated also. Ambarisha is liberated. Similarly, subtle mind should be engaged in hearing the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, thinking about them, chanting His name, etc. You do all your activities, never stop. In sannyasis, monks, all these people, they are doing their duties, they are doing preaching, they are doing all the rituals required. Preaching is important. They need to unite the entire people into one religion. Our religion is not Hindu. That is wrong. That is also like untouchability was created by Britishers. This religion also created by Britishers only. Hindu is not at all there. It is Sanatana Dharma for the entire universe. Sanatana Dharma entire universe. But subsequently about 2000, this is 2024. So 2024 when Christ was there, who followed Christ became Christians. 15 to 1600 years ago, who followed Prophet became Mohammedans. Before that, some people who followed Buddha became Buddhists. Jainism, like that. Again, Jainism, they worship Vysadeva. Who is Vysadeva? He is incarnation of Krishna. They do not know that. If you go to Jain temple, in Jain temple, Vyasadeva's deity is there. They worship him. They worship him, but they do not know that he is incarnation of king, incarnation of Krishna. He incarnated as a king, Vyasadeva, and he was a devotee of Krishna. He preached about Krishna. People who thought that he was God himself, and they became Jains. And again, Gautam Siddhartha Buddha is not Buddha incarnation of Krishna. He is also one of the incarnations. There are many Buddhas. Whoever say that God has no form, God is not there, God is in the form of light or something, so many theories are there. Those people are known as Buddhas. During Kali Yuga beginning, Krishna Paramatma instructed Shiva, "Oh Shiva, I have incarnated and what I have to do, I have done. Now, in the Kali Yuga, all the people should not know about the Krishna's real form. For that reason, but at the same time, there are many atheists, Buddhas are there, Buddhists are there, they have completely forgotten the Vedas. You need to bring back the Vedas. You need to bring back the Vedas, but at the same time, you should not declare about my details. Only few people, of those crores, some thousand may be knowing, or maybe a crore also is knowing, because there are many thousands are there. So even a crore people are knowing, that is again, out of them, so only some few people will be liberated. So in this Kali Yuga, Krishna says, you bring back the Vedas into form. For that reason, Adi Shankara, I'm talking about the present Shankaracharyas, 5,000 years old ago, just before, after Mahabharata. Adi Shankara, who has incarnated, he knows that Krishna is God. He himself recited Bhajagovindam, and he is the first person to give the narration of Bhagavad Gita to all of us. Same thing, again, it was written and published by different people in different way, that is different. Of course, we are following the same Bhagavad Gita in the Parampara. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also following the same Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada also following the same thing. They are all following the same in the ISKCON temple. So, Adi Shankara knows who is the Supreme God, and he brought out the Vedas, but in Kali Yuga, people do not understand the Vedas. People do not understand the Vedas. That's the reason Vyasadeva has compiled Mahabharata and he declared it as Panchama Veda. And he also instructed in that one, ladies, women, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, all Varnas, Shudras, all Varnas can have access to the Mahabharata. There's no restrictions at all. And similarly, Puranas, Upapuranas also, anybody can, even this Bhagavatam, any people belong to anyone now who is interested, they can read, they can participate, they can follow, they need to follow. Because our ultimate goal is going back to Godhead. For that reason, you need to follow all these things, so that will be liberated. You have all desires. While achieving for those fulfillment of those desires, you also make efforts to get liberated, because we don't want to become animals again. For some reason, God, out of kindness and sympathy, has given us intelligence in this human form. So let us understand that and make all our efforts to get liberated. The path of Archana, or worshipping the Lord in temple, involves in the engaging one's gross body. Here we do all this Archana, the Naivedyam, offering, all these things. These are nothing but rituals. We are engaging this body. Even cleaning the temple also, we are engaging the body. It's a type of engaging this body in the devotion service. At the same time, you also involve your mind in devotion, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, thinking about them, chanting his name, etc., or the transcendental pastimes. All such activities are transcendental. None of the gross or subtle senses should otherwise be engaged. Such realization of transcendental activities is made possible by many years of apprenticeship in the devotional service. But simply attraction of love for the personality of Godhead, as it was developed in Narada Muni, by hearing it effectively. Narada Muni, what he is doing? By mind, he is chanting only Narayana, Narayana. Everywhere, Ashtakshi mantra is chanting. Om Namo Narayanaya. That is the Ashtakshi Mahamantra. Because in the preaching course, I am supposed to tell, I am telling, but otherwise, I need to do this meditation only in the early morning, when I am clean, even without taking any food or water also. Even without water, I need to this thing. That Om Namo Bhagavate Vysadeva is there. So many Mahamantras are there. All these are regulated mantras needed to be meditated upon certain specific times and specific conditions. For that reason, Krishna Paramatma, after instructing Adishakti to bring back the Vedas, he thought, during Ramavatara, Krishna, only few people understood that he is God. But many people that he is exhibiting his transcendental activities. So he thought, in this Kali Yuga, first I will take birth as a devotee of God. 600 years ago, he taken the birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a devotee of God, and along with 6 Goswamis, in which Sanatana Goswami is also the birth of Adishesha, incarnation of Adishesha. So they all were chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When the Sanatana Goswamis praised Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as God, he used to close his eyes. No, I am not God, I am a devotee. Because he wanted to create trust among us. And he has given us a Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra is without any regulation. You can chant 24 hours and throughout life. Not for 1 week or 1 month or 1 year or some years. It is for the throughout lifetime you need to practice. Because see, we take water, we take food throughout lifetime. It's not for some time. Similarly, this chanting of Hare Krishna Mantra is also throughout the life, while doing your all activities, while driving your two-wheeler or driving your car or traveling the bus or whatever it is. You chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra either loudly or in your mind, with chanting bead or without chanting bead. Better to do it with chanting bead so that you will have some concentration and do it. Otherwise also without chanting bead also you can chant. At least if you are not chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra now, start doing it now. You practice it for about a month, that is 30 days, and see how much peaceful will be there in your mind. Your mind will be very peaceful. Also, whatever, whether you are studying, you will achieve your goal in your studies. In all your desires also you will achieve. Whatever desires you have, you will achieve. There will be success in one after the other, not everything one day. 30 days you chant, on 31st day everything will not come. But you will be gradually, you will be success in all your endeavors. And also it becomes a practice for you chanting. You will remember at the end of your life, because at the end of our life we do not know what will happen. We will be in the paralytic condition, or we will be not able to speak, or coma. We do not know what condition will be there, or suddenly on the spot we might die due to accident. So if you are chanting every time, at the end of life you will remember Krishna. Also there are three other ways of glorifying. One is when you go to your home, you please whatever you have listened in this satsang, or in Mahabharata, Ramayana, or in other satsang in other temples, but authorize whatever you listen, you tell the pastimes of Lord to your parents. And if you have, because you are young, not yet married, once you are married, you have children, when they start speaking at the age of 1 or 2 years, make them practice to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or tell them so many God names. They will remember. God means God only, Krishna's incarnation. I am not telling about demigods, devatas. Parvati, Ganesha, all these are devatas. There are many, 33 crore devatas are there. I am not telling those things. I am telling God incarnation, Krishna's incarnation only. Because those devatas cannot give us liberation. Only Krishna, he can give us liberation. So, like that you have to do one way glorifying. Other way glorifying is have food. Before having food, you offer it as Naivedyam, then take it. Before you take it, share it with others in the family members, or treat a guest who comes, or if some beggar comes, give him something. You leave some food outside for the animals and birds. Like that you need to do. So, all such activities are transcendental. All these things are devotion to service. None of the gross or subtle senses should otherwise be engaged. Such relation of the transcendental activity is made possible by many years of apprenticeship. This will not come in one day. You need to practice. I told only 30 days. It is not 30 days. This will, once you are used, it takes many years to become a real devotee, pure devotee. But simply attraction of love of personality Godhead, as it was developed in Narada Muni by hearing, is effective, highly effective. And like this, this Hare Krishna mantra you need to chant every time. We have Mahabharata in the evening today, tomorrow. On Thursday we have Ramayana. This Bhagavatham is Tuesday to Friday in English. Mahabharata and Ramayana are in Hindi. So, and this is all going on live. If you, live it is there on YouTube channel. If it is convenient, you can, more than 360 videos are there, you can watch anytime later. So we shall chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 10 times and disperse for now. Because again in evening we have Mahabharata. If you have a chance, you please try to come and participate. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Please tell loudly Hare Krishna mantra 10 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Loudly please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Swasti Prabhavantyam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobra Shubhasu Nityam Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रिया बुद्ध्यात्मते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् परस्मै नारायणति सर्पयामि श्रीमणतं सर्वं शिक्षावस्तु मंगलम 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 नित्य मंगलम। जय श्री राधा गोपीनाथ की डॉली प्लीज। जय श्री राधा गोपीनाथ की जय श्री जगन्नाथ सोदरमाई की जय श्री नरसिंह भगवान की जय श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय श्री पंचतत्वा की जय श्री मध्भागवत ग्रंथ की जय श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की। हरे कृष्ण